Welcome to Fierce Fit Feminine and Other F Words, a place where women in business come to learn how to improve their health, beauty, body language, and communication. I'm Christine Brunelli, chiropractor and former beauty salon owner, turned certified image consultant and health and beauty coach, helping professional women transform from the inside out so they look and feel radiant. But today, we're not talking about how you look and feel. We're talking about your career. Is artificial intelligence on its way for your job? Oh my gosh, so much has happened in the last 2 years, and because we've been focused on other things like pandemics, some things have been happening right under our nose, and even some of the work I do could be replaced potentially by AI, artificial intelligence. Oh, there's so much to cover. I can't wait to get into this. Are you ready? Let's dive in. I don't know if ChatGPT has hit the news where you live, in what part of the world you live in. I'm on the West Coast of the United States in Seattle. It has a huge tech presence. ChatGPT, G as in girl, P as in picture, T as in Tom. ChatGPT is an artificial intelligence chat generator that has been all over social media, in my feeds, and all over the news in our local newspapers. Everyone is talking about it. And it's not the only one, but it is the one that's getting the most press right now. So I started to play with it. And now that I've played with it, I'd say for about 2 weeks, this little robot now knows, kind of anticipates this little artificial intelligence chat thing that I have no concept of how it's doing this. It's getting to know me. It's really creepy, but it's kind of cool at the same time. So I asked it to write a blog for me. Write me a 500-word blog on why first impressions are important for a professional woman. It generated this blog in less than 60 seconds, and it wasn't half bad. Now, I don't think I would ever use this to generate my content because it is still new. It still feels a little plastic, I guess is the word. It doesn't have that human component, but artificial intelligence is being used to write ads for BMW, General Electric, and some other really big guns because they're learning that the ads written by AI are selling and converting better than ads written by humans. Do you know what that means? It means that AI knows us better than humans know us. It's kind of scary and it's kind of cool, but kind of scary. I don't know. I go back and forth. How do you feel about it? They are writing ads for driving the ultimate driving machine. That's BMW's tagline, the ultimate driving machine. I've had 2 of those. They are really fun to drive. They're a very balanced vehicle. They're very nimble. They're very fast. And AI knows how to write an ad to get you into BMW to buy one of their cars better than BMW's top advertising executives. So they have AI writing their ads. This is groundbreaking to me that now, maybe it's not to you. Maybe this is something that you already are aware of, but is it possible that the advertising department is going to get slashed because they're going to be hiring artificial intelligence companies to come in? They're going to hire this software, buy a software to write their advertising. Here's another example. Now that's just one, right? You can use this ChatGPT to write ads. You could write blogs. You could write social media content. And right now it's free. So if you just go online and Google ChatGPT, you'll be able to see it. It's openai.com and you can go in and play with it. You'll have to give it an email address, prove that you're a human, which is kind of funny to me because you're talking to a robot, but you have to prove that you're human. And then you can ask it whatever you want. I've been using it from an online marketing perspective. So using it I literally type in the words to the chat robot. I want you to be my online marketing specialist. I will be a program creator. I would like you to create taglines for my program called Shine Online that helps professional women look and feel fabulous on camera to build their online presence and in turn build their business. And it goes and it comes out and it generates 5 to 10 ideas of taglines. I'm sitting there going, wow, This is incredible. It sources it from the internet using everything that it's been built on, and it's not half bad. It's kind of amazing. You know how you can go in thesaurus.com and get a synonym for a word, and you take it for granted, right? We've become so accustomed to being able to go to dictionary.com, thesaurus.com. You can use anything on a website to generate something. You can do pregnancy calculators, period calculators. You know, the internet has been just transformational, but this is another level, my friend. This is a completely new level. So if you write for a living, if you're employed by someone else, and you write for a living, is there a chance that your company is going to bring in something like this where it doesn't have to pay for its health insurance? It doesn't have to give it paid time off. It doesn't have to worry about sick days. Do you see what I mean, where I'm going with this? And we already use these in the United States for sure. We're using the automated checkout at grocery stores, where grocery checkers, where they charge you for your produce and your food. And I'm explaining it because some of you I know are from other parts of the world, and I'm not sure if you have this in your grocery stores yet. But you don't have to have a human to buy your groceries anymore. And it's a scanner. And the scanner is reading the barcode, but it talks to you. So, we're slowly getting acclimated to this. And we've been doing that for several years. This ChatGPT is fairly new to the general public. Now, there's some other things that are new, and I'm going to get into my line of work in a minute because that's what generated this whole podcast episode. But in Korea, I have a friend from South Korea. She lives here in Seattle now, but her brother owns a restaurant, and she showed me a video. Robots have replaced servers, waiters, and waitresses in Korea. China, Taiwan, Japan, all of these areas are really working hard to try to replace all human servers to use robots. So if you look for something online and you want to see it, you can just do like a Google search, and let me see if I can find it for you. You could just type in robot waiters in Korea. Just type that in and it tells you right from the top which countries have robot waiters. And it even has little videos that you can watch. It knows which table to deliver the food to. It blows my mind. So how are you feeling about jobs being replaced by robots? In a way, it's kind of cool when I look at the bottom line of a company, but I am an extrovert and I need people. I love FaceTime. I love interaction. I love the energy from the soul of a human. Now, I don't think these robots have soul. Gosh, I hope not, because that would be really scary if they were very human. But that's taking me in to my next one. This one really blew me away. There is a company, and I don't know exactly how to say it. I'm going to say Nydia. I have no idea. It's N as in Nancy, V as in Victor, IDIA. And this article is from computerworld.com. And it's avatars replacing human speakers, as in on-stage presenters, where they are talking about having robots, holograms, and human-like avatars on stage so that introverts and people that don't do well with presentations don't have to anymore, or so that companies who have weak presenters, let's say someone needs to pitch an advertising campaign, staying on that same advertising deal, but their advertising people aren't really great. They're not solid at their pitch. This company is saying that there is a potential future of us having artificial intelligence, robot avatars doing the presentations for these companies. Okay, so we have robots that could potentially replace stage presenters, people that speak on stage. We have robots that are replacing servers, waiters and waitresses. We have robots that are creating content like advertising, blogs, social media content. And we do have robot cars. Again, I don't know if you have this where you live, but if you're not familiar with Amazon, they have a self-driving car, which is artificial intelligence driving a car. It is called the Zoox. And if you want to look that up online, it's spelled ZOOX. And it's this quirky little looks like a toaster on wheels. 4 people, I think, can sit in it. It looks like a really mini version of maybe an airport train that you would take from one concourse to another. And there are all kinds of videos on YouTube so that you can see it. And these little Zoox cars have been let loose in towns like San Francisco and that general area. It's a very tech-heavy area. And that is the elimination of cab drivers. So we are talking about jobs that we thought were future-proof. Of course, if you drive a car for a living, of course, if you drive a truck for a living, of course, if you present on stage, your job is secure, your job is future-proof. But do you see where we're going? So is your job future-proof? I really don't know what they're going to come out with next. But for me, I help professional women show up and feel confident on camera because so many of us, especially if we come from the healthcare field, we're not taught anything about how to show up on camera. We're taught healthcare, right? Well, everything went online, especially during the pandemic. And a lot of people even left their career and pivoted to something else where they need to show up online, but they're not really confident. They don't know what the heck they're doing. Well, that's where I come in to the rescue and I help them. One of the biggest things that women struggle with that I've worked with is look in the camera lens, not the screen. So if you are on video and you're trying to discuss something that you want to educate your followers on, look in the little camera lens, not the screen at yourself. There's a free tip for you if you ever use camera to go on video to build your business. But a company just came out last week. Get this, are you ready? AI is changing your eyes so that you can read a teleprompter off to the side and not look at the camera lens. The AI will find your eyes and turn your eyes artificially to look at the camera lens so that it looks like you're looking at the audience that you're speaking to. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, what? What? I couldn't even believe when I saw that. Now, it's definitely not perfected yet. The eyes were a little bit creepy and I know they can perfect it because they're moving on this stuff so fast. Right now, the eyes, when they just took them and they turned them, somehow the artificial intelligence turned the eye to look at the camera lens. They were a little too big and they looked like they were bug-eyed, but not big bug-eyed, just like they needed to give them a little bit more expression. That's coming. So now you don't have to be on stage if you're an introvert. You don't even have to look in a camera lens. I am literally sitting here going, how am I going to future-proof my business? How am I going to stay relevant in the future of where we're headed? Because we are headed here, like it or not. And I don't like all of it. I'm going to just be honest. I like the human component of doing business, but I understand why robots and ChatGPT and all of this stuff is attractive to big business. I get it. As a small business owner, I know what it means to try to save money anywhere you can. I know how much it costs to have an employee. People that don't own businesses have no idea what it costs to have an employee. They think it's just the hourly rate. They have no idea of how much it costs you as the business owner. Business owners are looking at these robots going, okay, let's see if we can, flush out the bottom line so that we're not having to pinch pennies here. We can save some money here and we can spend more money here. So it makes sense to me from that standpoint. But I don't know where we're going. I have no idea what's next. Both of my kids work in industries with animal training. I want to believe that their jobs are future-proof. My daughter rides, trains, sells, and leases horses. She's a professional equestrian. I can't see a robot doing that. Horses, they're so smart, they're so intuitive, and dogs are too, and my son works with dogs. So I don't know that they would respond to a robot. They might if the robot feeds them, but for training purposes, I could see where that might be a future-proof job. But, we used to think cab drivers and truck drivers were secure jobs, and now we have these cars being driven by artificial intelligence. Who knew that, you wouldn't need a server to deliver your Caesar salad to your table. Now we have robots that are starting to deliver Caesar salads. Is your job future-proof? Can you imagine any part of what you do for a living being done by a robot or artificial intelligence in some type of chat robot online, or a voice robot, or a human-like avatar robot? Can you imagine that? Because if you can imagine it, someone might be working on it. I truly think the power of the human imagination is so brilliant and so beyond comprehension that once they figure out, oh, we could do this, they put the best minds together to make that thing that we can do happen. I mean, in science, they're using 3D printers to create organs for people that are on transplant lists. That's something that my head can't comprehend, where that's using robots and intelligence and computers for good. It's for saving lives, right? That's a completely different area of expertise that I'm talking about. But my point to that is someone thought of it. Someone said, hey, we can use a 3D printer to make a kidney, and they're doing it successfully. It's mind-boggling. And you can look for that online. I don't want to get into it, but what I'm trying to say is, if you can even think that there's a possibility that a robot could sell you a wedding dress, there's a very good chance there's going to be a robot wedding dress salesperson. So how are we going to stay nimble? How are we going to stay relevant and on top of all this for what area our expertise is in? We are going to have to be really on top of it. And if you're a woman in business, I expect that you will be. You can't believe that this is going to happen outside of your lifetime. It is happening now. I don't know how fast it's going to come in your field, but it's already in the process for me, helping people present in person, on stage, first impressions, camera. It's coming. They're trying to create human-like avatars to speak on stage. What? Things that I thought would be way, way, way out in the future are being dreamed up and worked on right now. And the best people in business are not burying their heads in the sand. They're getting in the game. They're being proactive. They're on offense. They're keeping their business nimble, and they're being smart. Their head is on a swivel, and they know everything about every component of their business that could possibly be replaced by a robot or artificial intelligence, even if it's a service you offer. So I'm going to wrap up with this. I'm going to ask you one question. Is your work future-proof? Everything you do. Is it future-proof? Is AI coming for you? And if it is, how are you going to adjust so that you don't lose to AI? Maybe you can incorporate it into your work. Maybe you can partner with it. Be aware, be mindful, be smart, be fierce, because this can be one of the best things for you. Being proactive, looking to your future so that you are not taken by surprise when a robot shows up doing your job. Okay, my friend, I'll be back next week, same time, same place. See you then. This podcast is one of my absolute favorite things I do. I love it so much, and I love that you're here with me. If you ever want to reach out to me, I am only an email away, info@ChristineBrunelli.com. You can always hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. Find me by my name, Christine Brunelli. Okay, my friend, until next time, have a fierce, fit, feminine, and fabulous day.